Welcome to today's meal prep. I'm keeping it budget-friendly, providing free printable guides to help you plan your next meal prep while saving as much money as you can. The meals today are going to be gluten-free, dairy-free, and have super easy swaps to make them 100% plant-based. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. Now let's get started. So I just went to Publix because I wanted to go to a grocery store that would resemble a grocery store that you would go to. I didn't do like a discount one or a super organic one. I went to a basic grocery store. I ended up buying a couple extra things. I bought extra potatoes because I know Kyle likes to have some leftovers of mine. So technically I could have kept this list a lot cheaper, but I managed to walk out with only spending $60, and that's after picking up Kyle's eggs and the potatoes. So I actually would have spent like $54. And I guarantee that if I would have bought all the extra things that I didn't already have, I probably would have went over 100, maybe like 105, but I'll do the math to see what it ranges around. But yeah, I'm pretty excited that I walked out only spending $60, because if I wouldn't have taken the time to make these lists, I would have spent so much more. Because it's easy to walk out of a grocery store picking up snacks and all this random stuff because you have no plan, and then realizing you just spent $200, and then a couple days later being like, what the heck did I buy? Usually when I make a grocery list, when I meal prep, I never take the time to see what I already have, like if I already had lettuce or oats or things like that, and I end up adding them all to my grocery list, and then I have a ton of extra things that I never needed to add, so the budget goes up. So in order to keep that budget down, you have to take note of what you already have in the house. You have to make lists like I already had tahini, chickpeas, tuna, and so because I had those things, I decided that a chickpea and tuna sandwich would be a great way to go to save money and not let food go to waste. And then here in the middle is where I wrote down the groceries that I'm gonna need for that meal, things I already have, and then just my notes on that meal. And it's kind of a fun, organized way to do your meal prep, and it doesn't take very much time, and then you get it done on Sunday. The first thing I'm making today is my homemade granola recipe. I'll make sure to link all the printable recipes down below. It's one of my favorite recipes, and this is going to be added to my coconut yogurt parfaits for breakfast. While the granola cooks, I'm going to use the same bowl to make my protein energy balls. You can always customize this recipe by using different nut butters or protein powder. Okay, so you know if this is done if you can squeeze it and it forms a ball. I used almost like a half a cup of water, and a lot of that depends on the type of protein powder you use, because some is drier than others, and oats. So I think this is ready to go, so I'm gonna ball it up. So each ball will have about 2.5 tablespoon scoops. I like to measure it, that way I know the macros of each ball. After finishing up the protein balls, the granola should be ready to come out of the oven. I'm going to keep it heated because up next are my 3-ingredient brownies. These are my favorite, and another recipe that you can customize by changing out the nut butter or adding some chocolate chips or any fun toppings that you like. While the brownies are baking, it's time to make my chickpea and tuna salad. If you're looking for a 100% plant-based recipe, make sure to use Vegenaise and just swap the tuna for an extra can of chickpeas. Using the same bowl because it eliminates tons of dishes after meal prepping. What I do is I will do a recipe and then I'll put all the ingredients away and then rinse out this bowl and use it again. And by the time I'm done meal prepping, I have nothing left to do. We have Brussels sprouts, purple potatoes, 5 little tiny sweet potatoes, and these are the steamed green beans that I had in the house, and if I didn't add them to this meal prep, they would have gone to waste, and it saved me money on buying extra Brussels sprouts. No. I'm making dinner super easy. I steam the potatoes, I'm going to dice them and add them to a baking sheet with parchment paper. I'm going to just pan fry the green beans and then cook the Brussels sprouts with the potatoes. Okay, so when I was cutting them, some of them had like a little yellow tint on the side, and I just bought these. I'll go get the receipt, but I'm going to scratch this from the meal prep because it says Best Buy 12/19/19. That's disgusting. So I hate wasting food, but these are not good. Thought they smelled weird, so I checked the package. So I will scratch this from the budget, and I'll scratch it from the meal prep because these were extra anyway. I didn't even need them. So bye-bye. So the potatoes were $4. And that kind of makes me mad because I could have replaced that with something like fruit or like, I don't know, I could have replaced it with sparkling water that I wanted to get, but I wanted to keep the budget down. So we're gonna scratch the $4 from the total. For my crispy tofu, I patted it dry with a paper towel, I diced it up and then added it to my air fryer with cooking spray. And I cooked it for about 10 minutes at 410 degrees, and then I took it out halfway and gave it a shake, and then I put it back in for another 5 minutes. While the brownies are cooling and the vegetables are baking in the oven, I'm going to get started with prepping my breakfast containers, and I'll make sure to link the ones I use below because I had a lot of people messaging me about these on Instagram. But first, I'm going to add chia seeds to the Kite Hill. I use a dairy-free yogurt, and if you want it to be sweeter, you can add like honey or stevia or vanilla extract, but I think the granola and the fruit add all the extra sweetness that I personally need. And the chia seeds not only add extra nutrients, but they keep the yogurt from getting runny. So in one slot, I add the yogurt, and in the other, I add a serving of granola and a cup of fresh berries. I finished the tofu in a pan to glaze it with extra pad thai sauce, and my favorite brand is the Sky Valley. This gives the tofu all the extra flavor, and if you've ever had tofu by itself, you know that it needs flavor. The dinner containers are super simple to make. I just add the potatoes, the Brussels sprouts, green beans, and tofu to the dish. In order to keep the bread from getting soggy, I used a piece of lettuce as my barrier. Plus, I love the lettuce crunch on a sandwich. And if you're looking for a lower carb option, you can replace the bread with bell peppers or a lettuce wrap. And again, all of the recipes that I used today are going to be up on my blog, and you can get the link down in the description box, and you can print out the recipes, print out the meal prep planning guide, and use that on your next meal prep. I hope you all enjoyed this video and are feeling super inspired to get your meal prep done today. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I plan on doing a ton more of these videos this year. And leave a comment letting me know what you want to see me meal prep next. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Have a great day, guys.